Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to do lesson 13 homework. I don't know if on your problem set for lesson 13 it was already drawn in, so that's why we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do the homework. Definitely still use that as a tool though to see what you could do if you have questions. So first what we're going to do is on that number line that's already labeled for us, we are going. So what I want to show you guys first is that all three of these are excuse me, are in proper fractions. So before we're going to plot them, we need to convert them to mixed numbers. So we're going to start with 3 over 2, 3 halves. And we're going to take 1 whole out of it. Another way to write 1 whole is because we're dealing with a half. We're going to write 2 over 2. That's equivalent to 1 whole. Then 3 minus 2 is 1. Still out of 2. Let's double check. 2 plus 1 is 3. So, another way we could write this as a mixed number is 1 and a half. To plot that, luckily they already have it for us. So we're going to plot it right there. 1 and a half. Okay? Let's go ahead and try 9/5. Because we're dealing with fifths, we're going to take out 5/5, also known as 1 whole. 9 minus 5 is 4, so we're left with 4/5. As a mixed number, this is called 1 and 4/5. Now, I'm going to keep going and convert this one, and then we'll plot them. So I have 14 tenths. I'm going to take out 1 whole, which we know in this case, because we're dealing with tenths, we're going to take out 10 tenths, also known as 1 whole. 14 minus 10 is 4. So we have 10 tenths and 4 tenths, also known as 1 and 4 tenths. Now, we've already plotted this one, so we get to the 1 and 4/5. When we go to plot this, we need to break this, we need to break up 1 to 2 into 5 pieces. Remembering this is 1 and 5/5. So we would have like 1 and 1/5, 1 and 2/5, 1 and 3/5, 1 and 4/5, 1 and 5/5. So 1 and 4/5 would be right here. Okay? And we can write that 1 and 4/5. Now we have 1 and 4 tenths, which means we're going to break it in 10 parts from 1 to 2. I wish I had a pencil to do this in. So we're going to break it into 10 equal parts, remembering 1 and 5 tenths is equivalent to 1 and a half. So over here we would break this up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5 is 10. So over here, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. So we're going to put 1, I meant to say tenths. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm saying fifths. So this one right here is 1 and 4 tenths. Okay? Now we're going to go on to 2, and I'm going to start at 2a. It says to compare the fractions given below by writing greater than or less than on the lines. Give a brief explanation for each answer referring to benchmarks. Remember, benchmarks are, hang on, let me get Xander so he can hopefully stop. So remember that benchmark fractions are like 0, a half, and 1, things that make it easy to reference or compare to. Okay, so here we go. We have 2/5 and we have 6/8. And remember, we're going to cross multiply. So 8 times 2 is 16. 5 times 6 is 30. So we know that 6/8 is greater than 2/5. And also compare them to a 0 and 1 whole to do the benchmark fraction to kind of justify it. So if this is 1 whole, I need to break it up into 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would color in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And then I have 2/5, so I'd break it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'd color in 2. And I could see that 6/8 is obviously bigger than 2/5 because 6/8 is closer to 1 than 2/5 is. So that's another way you can compare them, just to kind of go back to your benchmark fraction. Let's go ahead with B. Why don't you try it and then check back with me to check your work. All right, guys. So when I cross multiplied, I noticed that 5/6 and 6/10, that 5/6 is greater than. Let's keep going. I want you to try C, D, E, and F. And then we'll look back. Actually, let's do C together because it's we have an, sorry, I can't talk. We have improper fraction. So don't forget, you can keep doing the exact same strategy we were doing. So we cross multiply, and we have 28 on top. We have 48 on top, so we know 6/4 is greater. Okay? All right, so check back with me to check these last 3. Ladies and gentlemen, take a moment to just check your answers with mine and check my work with yours. And then today's exit ticket will be G and H. If you want to go ahead and do that on Schoology, please let me know if you're having any problems or you don't understand. Remember, tomorrow is for corrections, so I'll open up all the bell work so you can make corrections on those. I don't open up the exit tickets just because we go over those in the morning Zoom, so we go over the answer. So, again, let me know if you have any questions, and have a great weekend.